The wind, with occasional snow flurries, had suddenly turned into a driving, freezing rain, and it sent chills through my entire body. In wave after wave, the rain exploded on the glass of the large picture windows of the lodge, and I feared they might break at any moment. It was an ominous feeling, the power of nature crying out to me, it seemed, and it made my heart race even more than it already was. At the same time that my heart felt like it would burst from its own intensity, Kenneth's was straining to keep up a beat. The irony hung heavily over me. The shutters were banging as if 100 drummers were stationed around the building and providing a stressful, heart-clenching beat to an evening that was already foreboding. Pushing it out of my mind, I tried to concentrate on the task at hand. Louder than the rain, more violent than the crashing shutters, to my ears at least, was Kenneth's breathing. It was getting louder. Impossibly loud. Gratingly loud. I just needed it to stop. Looking at his head lying awkwardly on his pillow, I adjusted it slightly, and the snoring stopped. With the tissue, I wiped some beads of sweat from his face and pulled the covers up a little more tightly over his shoulders. The room had a chill to it. Then I picked up the extra pillow, and I put it down carefully, softly, over his face. Kenneth didn't move. I laid on top of him, using the full weight of my body to put more pressure on the pillow, anticipating a furious struggle, while pressing it down on the sides so that no air could get in. No air at all. I held it there for a long time, my mind a blank. Once the pillow shook a little when Kenneth tried to move his head. Once there was a slight gurgling sound. Once his hands grabbed at his chest. But never once did he try to fight back or gasp for air. There was no fight, no struggle. Nothing at all. It was like he'd simply conceded to the inevitability of it all. It was his heart. It had given out after all. Fate had intervened and taken care of my situation. Given me a free pass. I didn't deserve it, but I'd certainly take it. And then, that was all. It was over. I lifted the pillow and put it back in its place and fluffed his once more, making sure his head looked comfortable. I'm not sure why, really. It just seemed appropriate at the time. My job was done. Everything I had ever wanted, everything I had dreamed of since I was a child playing along the docks in Egg Harbor was now within reach. No, not within reach. All mine. Money, mansions, fast cars, designer clothes, and best of all, freedom. It was all in my hands now. I was instantly one of the wealthiest women in the state. Kenneth Edward Westland was dead. Dead of a heart attack. And I was more alive than ever.